Hey folks, everything new under the sun. I want to take a look at the Zojirushi BreadPan, how not to fix it. Alright, so, I was the wrong screen there. So, I've got this Zojirushi. I've got the, what do I have? The V21. I forget what I have. Anyways, I have a Zojirushi bread machine, a 2-pound bread machine. Doesn't matter what it is. XB, B20. I don't know. And anyways, these bread pans are obviously the bane of the existence of bread machines. The seals go on them, and the non-stick coating wears off, etc. And so I figured, well, if I go for a high-end bread machine like the Zojirushi, where the bread pans are, almost 50% more expensive than, your Black & Decker bread machine. I thought, well, maybe these bread pans then are fixable, you can do something about them. And this is a bit of a review / how not to fix your bread pan. First off is this. This is one of the paddles, and you can see the non-stick coating coming off the paddle. So you can literally peel this plastic off the bread paddles. This is after about, I don't know, 2 years of constant use, pretty much every other day, if not every day. Here's the other bread paddle. Now these things are $10 a piece off eBay. You can see it peeling off there, revealing just whatever the aluminum, I guess, that's under there. I don't know what's better. Probably the aluminum, honestly, is better than the plastic non-stick coating. Now, what I wanted to show you is, I thought, for example, the seals might actually be user replaceable. Let me take out the O-ring there. So you can see here, I've got one of the, what do you call them? One of the pins, one of the poles, whatever. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. I've got one of those out. So here is the piece. And the only reason I took it out is actually the seals were good. I don't know if you can see on the side there, you can see some of the coating coming off there. You can see that. And there's the other side. Where's the light? There's the other side. And so the coating is coming off a little bit. But like I said, it was because this got stiff. I was turning this, and one of the paddles was very stiff. So I decided, well, now's a good time to take it apart and see if I can actually fix this thing, free it up, and replace it. Because what I want to do was there's a little silicone seal in there, and it's replaceable on some units. And I thought, well, maybe because this is a high-end bread machine, maybe they would make this somewhat replaceable. So what I did was I took the back piece off. There's just a little O-ring there, and I got that there. And so then I expected, well, so maybe this should just push out one way, push down or something, or pull out. But unfortunately, that's not the case. It has an extra O-ring right there, which happens to sit sandwiched between this bottom aluminum and the actual bread pan. So you can see the bottom aluminum is actually riveted in. These are rivets here, these dots. And yeah, well, here's the bottom of the rivets. So this ring prevents it from sliding in or out of this, and that ring sits riveted between this bottom unit and the pan itself, which means that these aren't user replaceable at all. You got to force this thing out, and can you reuse it? I don't know. Now that I've forced it out, I can see the seal on the inside is now cracked. And now again, you can't see that, but the seal, yeah, you can't see that, but it's cracked enough. It's done enough damage to it, and it is crammed up a little bit in there, and that's why it was really stiff. So to fix this, you'd have to drill out the rivets, and then you could replace the inner seal, and then get this back in there, and then maybe rivet it back up again. I might be able to put, a standard rivet in there, although I don't know what sort of chemicals are in. I think the rivets are just aluminum, off-the-shelf things, but I don't know if that's possible. Like I said, I was hoping this would be somewhat user replaceable. I think there's other bread pans out there where you can replace the seals. You just pop it out and stick a new one in, and they're actually a little bit better than this high-end Zojirushi bread pan. So that's unfortunate, and you can't find these things. You can find them used for $60-70, but that's the cost of a brand new, say, a Black & Decker bread pan. These things new, you can't find them for less than $100 Canadian. $80 US, whatever that ends up being. So I honestly, I was disappointed in this, and I don't think I'm going to try and drill out the rivets. The non-stick is peeling anyways, and who knows what chemicals are being released with that, although I don't know if that's any worse than getting a brand new non-stick pan and having all the chemicals off the fresh non-stick coating leach into your bread every single time. So I'm not sure which is better. I would love to have a cast iron bread pan, although that would be too thin, I know, but some bread pan that didn't have a non-stick coating. Likely what we'll do is we're going to put the money out and get a new bread pan. This did last a long time, and I could have kept using it. It wasn't causing harm. It was just so stiff to move. Turning this around, it was just so stiff to move. I thought it might wear out the bread machine, but worst case scenario is you just get a new belt for that if the belt wears out. But the other one of this was simply quite stiff to use. So that is my experience. That is how not to fix. So don't do that. Because of this O-ring, you can't actually slide it out and do any cleaning. You can't do any maintenance. So for the next guy who actually tries this, don't try that. You simply can't do it. You cannot fix this. And the seals are completely not replaceable unless you start removing rivets and crack off this bottom piece from the bread pan. So a word of the wise, word to the next person who gets a Zojirushi and maybe has some ideas about fixing it. It's not user replaceable. Now overall the machine has worked flawlessly, and I like it for that, but the bread pans are just so expensive. I mean, these should be throwaway. These should be dirt cheap, these bread pans. But bread pans for any machine seem to be really expensive. They seem almost as expensive as buying a brand new machine. I could go on eBay and buy a whole new, what is it, a BC20, whatever it is, B20. I could buy a brand new machine for $150, off eBay, like I say. Whereas to get a brand new bread pan, I had to spend $100. So it's tough. I don't like it, but anyways, that's my experience with it. Overall, I mean, like I say, the machine is great. The bread pan did last long. I didn't have any issues with the seal yet. It was just getting stiff to turn, so I should have just let it go and wait till it started leaking and not worry about how tough it was. Or maybe I could free it up with maybe oil or something next time. I'll have to take a look at that, because you could probably drip, if you take the bottom off, you could probably drip some oil down here, WD-40 or something, and just free it up. That may help. And that, I don't think that would go beyond the seal, because the seals are still quite good. They weren't cracked at all or anything. So again, just an update for you guys on the Zojirushi bread machine, and for any of you who are attempting to fix the bread pan yourself, that was my experience with it. Don't do what I did. I did it in the name of science and research for everyone else out there. All right, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys in the next video.